Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers whip ass.
And you will too if you
If you
pass.
All right.
All right. This is the Story of Steve, a true tale of horror episode. And we're gonna get into it in just a minute. Let me see, hold on. What is this saying? Some X. I don't mess with X too much. Especially when they renamed it X. I was just like, I ain't like the, renaming it X thing, man. Hold on, this weird here. Okay, it's weirdness going on.
Here we go.
So I'm not but because I've had Twitter for years, I've probably been on it where I actually said something maybe 4 or 5 times.
Oh man, I used to have Twitter fingers back in the days, boy, before Facebook and all that. I was part of a group that called the Skyline. I used to be out there. We used to be out there twittering.
I just didn't do it at first, you can only type 140 words or something.
Yeah, I hated it, but then it taught you, you know how black folks is. It taught you how to paraphrase, especially from rapping. It taught you just how to paraphrase your thoughts to 140 characters. I started getting them. You'll figure it out if you want to get it off.
Peace, librarian. Rouse pasta sauce. I saw Saturdays with Renee, the part where the librarian said, check out Warrior Class because the guest was talking about punching.
Oh, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
And brother or sister or whatever you may be, but was talking about punching. But I was busy, man. So I'm out of town, you all, in Chicago for my mother's 93rd birthday. So I didn't have time to jump in, but what he was saying about boxing, how to throw a proper punch, it was awesome. Wait. Throw your shoulders back. That's the most do the street fighting. And a boxer would be like,
throw your shoulders back.
Right, throw your shoulders back, do something. And then, Jared said, you must twist the hips, and you must twist the hips if you want your punch to be as powerful as it should be. You should turn your hips, right? But you don't throw your shoulders back, winding up a punch. So shout out to y'all for mentioning us, because to do action punches, not like how he was talking about, but he's a good guest. Other than that, sometimes we should always think through our analogies. Because we don't know what we're talking about. Don't use that as an analogy. If I say, in astrophysics, so fooling myself. Somebody in the audience know astrophysics, be like, no, actually, we don't do,
It's like using rocket fuel. You got to know how to combust it.
Actually, I love that actually, that white sounding actually. You use that in the Boondocks. When the dude was talking, Freddie say, it was a dude, they were having a shootout in the gas station. The dude said, Freddie say he ain't afraid to die. And Freddie said, well, actually, I am. Oh, God. And I was like, that is realistic like a bug, because I know Mud would put stuff on you. I was with some friends of mine. We were talking, it turned to an argument. They were saying, so-and-so, I think he could whoop so-and-so many people. And I'm like, oh, boy. And they said, but Brother Adam, man, you could whoop, at least 25, 30? I said, by myself? Yeah. I said, brother, are you serious? Let's break that shit on down to, 1.
Rest in peace to my rest in peace to my cousin Jennifer. I was getting jumped in the skating ring by the quote unquote the biggest, projects or whatever. And I'm getting jumped. I'm on the bottom. I ain't getting hurt or nothing. I'm covered up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a kid. I'm about 16 maybe. And when I get up, they pulling people off of them. My cousin right there, she like, look at him, ain't a scratch on him. Now I dare one of y'all to fight him now 1-on-1. Do something to him now. If you don't shut, I'm trying to get out of here. Yeah, man. People put something on you there. Ain't no, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Right. I don't want to fight.
They like 30 people. I say, hey, look, I don't want to prove y'all wrong. I don't want to prove you right because I don't want to fight 30 mugs.
You know, you don't want to do it.
All right, let me see.
As we welcome.
It's fine. Hey, greetings.
How you doing? Flight. Come on in here.
Thank you, Brittany Bowman. Said, wow, happy birthday to her. Yeah.
Shout out to Emmanuel Briggs. Salute. Gene Mason. I manifesto. Peace. Everybody wishing happy birthday. Trying to get you killed. Exactly. Trying to get you killed.
Thank you.
It is Barbara's mother's birthday.
My mother's 93rd. It was the 5th.
Beautiful.
On her body today. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Born understanding for the 5 sins. You will never know out there. We want to translate. You know what I'm saying?
She's a Virgo.
She is a Virgo.
So she must be very, very special.
Very, very,
boy.
Very special. If y'all don't know,
boy,
when is her birthday, Bob? Today? The 5th. Okay, the 5th. Just so y'all know, the 17th is a very, very, very special day. It is my birthday, just in case y'all don't know. So if I need to throw my cash up there, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to, you know what I'm saying? This is the big birthday. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The big 50. I will be 50. 50, yeah. I'll be 50 years. Don't tell nobody, y'all. Keep that between. I won't repeat it again. See, she is about to say something funny. That's what happened. That's what the universe do. It protects me. So don't say nothing funny.
I'm actually gonna have to get him some we're gonna drink with him some cream liqueur.
There you go. I accept all free will donations. You know, so feel free. I appreciate y'all. Yes, the big 50. Don't tell nobody how old I am after this. You know what I'm saying?
They said, what's your cash app? Hell, I'm putting my cash app in there too. Y'all feeling that free?
Wait a minute. You wait till your birthday. How do I put my
Please sing compression socks.
You put mine in. Sing compression socks. Wait, man, how you gonna see how y'all do? I will use some compression socks now. I appreciate y'all. Let me see if I can put it in there. Will it let you do that?
Oh, I know it.
And you know, I used to call my mother and say, hey, on my birthday, what were you doing today? And
yes, sir.
She was like having you, and I used to get her a gift on my birthday because hell, I ain't doing no work to get here. True. Yeah, Jared. Bile will be 50 years old.
I don't believe it, man. That's why I don't think I'm looking at my age because I never believed it. I didn't grow up celebrating birthdays. Everybody that's close to me will attest to the story. My mama will verify it. I actually forgot how old I was in my 30s. Had to call my mom around about my 40s to verify how old I was, around about 42, 43, because I forgot. I'd never celebrated birthdays growing up. I swear to y'all. So I don't really believe it. I think a vortex happened in the 2000s, and I'm really about 30.
Your mother was tricking you. You're about 38. Yeah.
I'm really about 38, and she just want me to feel good about myself because she always had a low self-esteem. This is one of the only ways for me to. Anyway.
Jeff says all the water you say you drink.
First of all,
the proof is in the pudding.
You see, it's I got paraphernalia all around me that shows how I live my life. I got grapefruit for breakfast, mostly oranges, you know what I'm saying, and water. The only thing I drink besides water is a little wine every now and then, maybe some port, little port. You know what I'm saying? Me and Glorilla like to
every now and then.
Oh, they said you don't look a day over 36.
Oh, thank you. It's the camera. Y'all can't see me in person. The camera really lies. Yeah, it really is the camera.
No, brothers are young.
Let me say, when I met Bile, I thought he was in his 20s, and this.
Wait a minute. So why'd you start dating Bile then?
Wow, Bob, you gonna put it out there? You've been feeling messy lately.
That was over
way
10 years ago,
right.
So I'll give it. I may have looked in my 10 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, I saw him in class, and I was like, "That's what's up. We got the young folks in here." And then I found out he was older than me.
Right.
Thanks. All right.
I mean,
I'm old. Okay. Enough of that. Let's get with the show.
That's you disappointed then.
Oh man. He saw me moving around. I was like, oh, never mind.
Never mind. when you do those throws, you like, oh, my back.
Yeah. Baba do not be studying that either. He'll just throw you again.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. No one's supposed to know that.
The lamb.
No, what? I don't know what you mean. I'm concerned about everybody.
These people have watched you break this man down.
No, the only time, and Bile stopped me. I said, when we're working on the hits of the ear, and so I said, so you do it here? He said, no, whoa, no, no more.
Yo, this is crazy.
No more.
All the stuff Baba done to me, and he's done a lot of things, especially involving my wrist.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that right there, yo, when he do that right there, I'm telling y'all, come to a workshop and volunteer to feel that. Please come to the workshop and volunteer to feel that. I'll pay for your entry if you want some of that. Tell me when you're coming. I'll pay for it. We'll let her do it. We don't even let Baba do it. We'll let you do it.
There you go.
Anyway,
it's bad. And
we gotta get the
takeaway is if you want to protect yourself,
big punch,
smack to the ears. Now to practice that, you smack above the ears, or you can use the pad. But he had the pads. The pad really doesn't stop it; it hurts. But you can slap above the ear. You're going to do that so much though you're ringing a knot. So
yeah, it's hard to train that, but you gotta train. You can't train it that hard, but you gotta feel it. You need to feel it. Yeah. And you don't have to train it, but I was just showing you the power of it, and you need to see it and the effect of it and everything. I don't just.
I've hit people with that, man, and fight's done, and I know it's done. You know what I mean? My father said to me one time, if you fight for an extended period of time, it's because you wanted to. If you actually are trained, you wanted to, because you can end that real quick.
Yeah,
bro. You know what I mean? But a lot of times our ego, like I just want to tear this mug up. And we
or you're a kid, and they make more
control. Now younger, I wasn't trying to do that. Now I am not trying to be in an extended fight with anybody. So I'm doing whatever it is to end that as quickly as possible.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just trying to have peace, my brothers.
Now that's what I'd rather have, because man, so I'd rather. All right. And I found out today that hamsters, as peaceful as they actually, when they eat watermelon, I found that out. That was new for me. And they nibble, and they would draw blood sometimes.
What are we?
Hey, I told you, when I find out stuff, it's just amazing to me. Life is amazing to me, man. I didn't know that till today. So hey,
yo, we got some news? We want to get this show?
Yeah, we gotta end it. Not
sure. No, because we got so much. We're gonna end up talking so much, man. I know we're gonna end up with some jokes.
But I did want y'all to learn about him. Hamsters also eat their children. Yeah, I thought you said children. I was like, oh shit. You get the hamsters, but yeah. Okay, so any news?
You want to go?
I was just gonna ask Barbara real quick so we can make it so we can make it short and sweet. I know we have an episode where we talked about an active shooter. We dealing with this in Atlanta right now. We had a situation, and it's been I know everybody know what I'm talking about. Right on the outskirts of North Atlanta, There was a school shooting where I think 4 people were killed, 9 were injured. There's been threats of high school shooting being found, and it was some people that we know, family members attending some of those high schools. So there is a show that we did that covers what you can do and the things that you just being trained and things you can that could save your life, just knowing.
And the lives of your children.
Right. Well, that's what I'm talking. Exactly what I'm talking about. Just by knowing and relaying back to your children, you can go over this with your children, and it can really help them in the situation. God, hopefully they never get into one, but just in case, it's getting a little bit more real and more real as time goes on. So, first of all, could you just give us 3 key things, Bob? I'm thinking of one dealing with, of course, concealment and the difference, and just 3 key things that they out of that show that are important, very important to look at, and they can reference the show. I forgot the name of it exactly, but you can go back through our archives, and find which one it is.
Yeah, it's not just called active shooters, but you can see it. If you look up active shooters warrior class, I think it'll come up.
It was inspired by a conversation that we saw with people basically trying to condense training to just being physical, and not understanding that actual being trained the way we talk about encompasses a lot more. That and because it was like, well, being trained in this situation wouldn't have nothing to do with your survival, not knowing, because if you don't know something, it don't exist. And that's what inspired the show. So I just wanted to remind people why we're even talking about training in this specific situation.
Yeah, couple of things. If you're caught in a situation where there's an active shooter, one thing is you want cover and concealment, and the difference. So cover is you can't see me. I can hide behind a curtain and you can't see me. But that's not enough if there's an active shooter, especially if they're just wildly shooting. You can still get hit through the curtain. So you want cover as well. Cover is anything that's a hardened material that can stop gunfire, right? So hiding behind a curtain is cover. Hiding behind a SUV is cover and concealment.
And that's what you want.
Hiding behind a curtain is concealment. Hiding behind a SUV is cover and concealment. So it's cover, and so it's hard, and it conceals you too. You can't see the person. The best cover and concealment, if you're in a school, is the classroom. So there was an incident. My daughter called me. These guys are going through the hall. They got weapons, right? She's in the hallway. I said, okay, get to a classroom. Keep me on the phone. She goes to one class. He said, no, you can't come in here. I said, go to the next class. The next class, just force yourself to be in there. So she goes in. She said, I'm on the phone with my dad. My dad's an expert in this. There are people going through the hallways. They got weapons. So the teacher's like, well, what should we do? And so I'm walking them through what to do. So when you're in a classroom, in a school shooting, in that situation, the first thing is you want to close that door off. Well, how do you do that? Most people watch TV. Let's pile up a bunch of desks in front of the door. That will get knocked open. You don't do that. What you do is you use the desks one behind each other. So it becomes almost like a bar from the door to the wall. So now they can't open that. Now everybody has to most people, I'm talking 99.9%, when they fire, they're firing to the middle, no matter what they're shooting with, okay? From eye level to the lower chest is where they're shooting. You got to get either higher or lower than that. So everybody lay down on the floor and be quiet, right? Or get up high, maybe on top of a shelf, those chests or something like that. Get up high, or refrigerator. I don't know. too many classes that have refrigerator in it, or low, because most shots are going to come here. You know, from here, eye level, down to my lower chest. That is the main thing you should do. I know during Columbine, some people got inside of lockers and died because you got cover somewhat. Most lockers can't stop even a 9mm, but you got some cover, you got concealment, but you don't have a way to get the hell out if you have to. Right. You're trapped in this little space. Now in the classroom, hell, if they got through the classroom some kind of way, you have room to move, to fight, to whatever, if you're forced to do that. Mm-hmm. Stay away from the windows if there's a window in that classroom, because the person can't get in the door, they may go around to the windows, see what they can do. Okay. If they start shooting into the windows and get in, well, you have to get ready to go to work now. But hopefully it doesn't get that far. Do not go towards the gunfire. Okay. Stay as calm as you can. Okay, they're firing left of me, kind of upward. I want to go away from that. And I want to, if I can, help as many people as I can also move. But if people are being resistant, don't waste time. Just keep moving. If it's your best friend, man, no, I think we should go this way. Okay, I'll meet you later. Keep moving. You don't have time to convince somebody of what's the best way to move and things of that nature. For right now, that's all we'll do. That's very abridged.
Yeah, you can always go to
watch the episode, and then maybe next week we'll get into the episode because it's so new with the killing. So the killing was the murders. It was 2 students, and 2 high school students, and 2 teachers. All right. One student was black, one was Hispanic, I believe. Maybe both were black. The 2 teachers were white. Some people trying to say it was racially motivated. I don't know. I don't know if it was or not, but racially motivated murders, shootings happen. When I was in Phoenix, there was a shooting that took place. Several. This little boy, I think he was 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old. He got up on a hill, and he was a great shot. He only shot girls, hated girls. That's not racially motivated, genderly motivated.
Gender-based.
Gender-based, right. So he only hit girls. Girls standing next to boys, girls standing next to boy teachers. And I think he hit 1 or 2 women teachers.
Wow.
He had gotten his daddy's rifle out of his daddy had his rifles locked up, but he got the key, got a rifle out of the safe, and went to work on girls at his school.
That's crazy.
You never know when it's happening, man. Just stay chiseled, and it's important to train yourself and your teachers and your students on how to deal with active shooters.
Watch the show, follow up, get what you need. That's what we make the shows for, so you can go back and check them out. So please do that.
And I normally don't push any of my books. Bile does, but I don't. But there's a book, Our Blood No More, that is that's probably about 80% dealing with active shooters, how to deal with them from the school to the club to your neighborhood. That's Our Blood No More.
Get out, Our Blood No More.
All right. So go ahead.
I was gonna go over the other piece of news, which interestingly enough is also about gender-based violence. But it's funny because Brittany Bowman in the chat says that this country is unreal, but something just took place in Kenya that was a horrible, very brutal murder. and that was an Olympic runner named Rebecca Chaptegay. She was 33 years old, and she was set on fire by her former boyfriend in front of her two daughters. She was coming home from church. Apparently, they had a dispute over some land that she had purchased and built a house on. And I guess, the conversation wasn't going his way or whatever. So he took a can, whatever, something of gasoline and poured it on her and set her on fire. To the point that he also was in the hospital because he had burns. That's how close he was to her. But she, after 4 days in the hospital, she succumbed to her injuries because of, I guess, she had like 75 to 80% of her body burned. So once it gets up to that percentage, you have to deal with organ failure. So that's what she actually ended up dying of, is her organs started to fail, and they couldn't do. There was nothing they could do. Also, along with that, this is actually something that you might call cultural, because in Uganda in the last 3 years, this is the third woman who is an athlete who has been brutally killed by her husband or boyfriend. One was strangled and the other one was stabbed. The one who was strangled, they still haven't found him. The husband who stabbed his wife, he's still on trial right now. But according to the things that I have read and looked into, some of the stories that I watched, they talked about how these women athletes, they get resources. So they start to, because the other disputes were very similar to hers. They get land or they get something and they don't give control of that to the male partner, and there's violence, so it's Uganda. I'm sorry, not Uganda. It happened in Kenya, and Kenya is like very, very high on the list. I think they said more than one source said 1/3 of the women there, from the time they're 15 until adulthood, into adulthood, about 1/3 of women are subject to some sort of violent attack. So this is very heartening, and
the saddest thing about the whole thing is they had the children.
Right there. Her daughter tried to jump in.
That's just crazy to even. So hopefully this incident brings more eyes on to to what's going on in the country.
Because just imagine, these were higher profile people. That's why we're learning about them. Imagine
regular folks happening just all the time.
Right.
That is. It's just bad to even imagine. It's just crazy.
Yeah. That is one of the most brutal things that you could do to someone. The stabbing and the choking, that's one thing, but to actually set someone on fire, that's a lack of humanity.
Yeah, it's hard.
And from the perspective in Africa, a lot of Africans believe and know. When you set fire to a living person, you kill. That's one of the worst things. The worst thing, if not, one, if not the worst. You kill the soul of the person. That's the belief of a lot of continental Africans, right?
Wow.
My belief as a African traditional practitioner, right? Practitioner of African traditional religion. You set the living on fire, you kill their soul. So you've destroyed their destiny. Or if you believe in people being able to come back, there's no coming back for that person. So you destroy them completely, spiritually and physically. And Uganda, knowing that,
I'm sorry, I kept saying Uganda, but she was Ugandan, but it happened in Kenya, right?
Kenyan knowing that. I don't know if her husband's from Kenya or where he's from, but that's really heinous.
Mm-hmm.
How heinous that is, right? All right, so
can't speak on that. Just prayers to the.
Brittany Bowman said he never loved her ever.
No,
probably not. So love is
people involved.
When you loving someone isn't an act. It's for me, it's a being. My very being speaks to my love for my wife and my children.
Yeah, we talked about that.
You know, where I would put my own life on the line without hesitancy.
Couldn't think of doing nothing like that.
Yeah, so to do that, I mean, so yeah, I wouldn't even say his love is in question. I would agree with you. I don't think he ever loved her. All right, rest in peace to her. She didn't deserve her. What a monster. Yeah, many monsters out here in different ways too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into this. So the story of Steve. The story of Steve begins for us when me and Bile were in Richmond, Virginia last week. So
shout out to Richmond. Shout out to the Happy Natural Festival.
Yeah, Happily Natural. We were there for Happily Natural.
Ron Chavis, great event. Bilal performed. The last poets. Sonny Patterson was amazing. Also, shout out to Rob. I don't know his last name, Bob. The kid.
I know his last name. He
probably don't want to say his last name,
but yes.
Right. But shout out to Rob. I think he.
Rob D. We'd just say Rob D.
Rob D. I think he comes on the chat every blue moon or so. But
yeah, he's probably in there. So
took us out, and we had a good time after the workshop. So I just want to shout everybody out. It was a great time. We had a great time in NBA, really did. So
yeah. So after we did a martial art workshop on Friday. After the workshop, Rob had hit me up before. He wanted to take me out to dinner. Say, I want to take you out, pick your brain. Rob teaches Jeet Kune Do and he teaches Ijikadi, African martial arts.
And I want to thank Rob again because Rob, that's how you treat Baba, and that's how you're supposed to treat you. You're supposed to, the respect level is supposed to be there when you want to pick a master's brain, when you want to invite them in your space, when you want to be in their space. That's the type of love and respect you're supposed to show. And I appreciate that as a student of his, because oftentimes people don't realize or do realize and sometimes try to minimalize, this man, and it can be disrespectful. He don't trip. You know what I'm saying? He never tripped. Even on me, I'm supposed to do certain shit as his student. His student's supposed to do certain things, and because he don't trip, they don't even know they're supposed to do some of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he really don't trip on anything like that. But his students appreciate it more so. I know his family really appreciate when you show him the respect he deserves. I know he appreciate it too, but he ain't gonna say nothing when you don't do it. I'm gonna say something when I see you. Excuse me. Sorry. Back to that.
He took us out. He said, "I want to pick your brain," but he couldn't. When I was in Hampton, Virginia, I was there for my son's graduation. We really didn't have time. We were doing so much stuff. Hampton involved stuff that didn't have time for it, right? But he said, "So I want to, take you out." So after the workshop, so I said, "Cool." So we go to an Indian restaurant, and when we get in there, as soon as we walk in, we're met by this brother, who's a waiter. Now, I've been to Indian restaurants where black men worked as waiters before, so that wasn't odd to me. But what was odd and started the night off, what Rob had on a shirt that said African martial arts. So he looks, the waiter, he says, "African martial arts, what you know about that?" He said, I know, little bit of something. So then he said, what do you know about it to me? I said, I know a little bit. So Steve says, I know a little bit too.
I know a little bit too.
Oh, who is Steve again?
Steve's the waiter.
Oh,
Steve's the waiter.
The waiter says, I know a little bit too. I said, oh, okay.
I know a little bit too. Older fella, a little bit older than me, but like in the 60s, kind of stocky.
Early,
what I'm saying? Got some size on him, got them hands, got them old fat hands like he'll grab you and squeeze your head off.
So not someone who you want to upset by doing an entire show about.
No, not somebody you want to upset. No. You don't want to upset.
And I wouldn't care if he was 300 pounds, 2% body fat. A show would still be done on him because that matters in the scheme of life. Right. So anyway,
I know about
we give people who look like that power.
Right.
But true power comes from this and this and this, the gut, right? It doesn't come from this here, right? That can enhance that. It will enhance that, but you got to have all this shit first. So anyway, Steve says, that's his name, Steve. He says, I've been doing this thing since 1970. Because I wasn't going to say nothing, let people, get off there, hey, I do this. I do 50 million karate kicks a morning, whatever. What they eat don't make me poop. So I'm
he
cool.
wasn't saying that. I was just not saying that. He was
then he says, I've been training since 1975. And I said, God damn it, I got to just, bring him down a little bit because he's getting ridiculous. I see it coming. I said, well, that's good. That's excellent, man. And that is. I said, that's excellent. I said, for me, this been, since 1972. He said, oh, you got me. You got me. Mm-hmm. And that let me know, okay, we're going to have problems. You got me speaks a lot. Because I wasn't trying to get you. I wasn't trying to get you. So you got me. Because we ain't in a competition. But hey, I'm like, hey, okay.
And at this time, take a note, he didn't say, what did you, he didn't say, where did, he didn't, none of that yet. Go ahead.
So he said, okay, cool. So then he started saying, he says, I'm a ninja. I said, oh, wow, man. Why? Why drop that? Because that's the first name dropping an organization or because people believe, people have asked me, so you do karate, then you become a master of that, then you become a ninja. I said, no. Ninja isn't a rank of something. A person who's a ninja is a person who does ninjutsu. Ninjutsu is a martial art, like karate, like kung fu, like aikido, like capoeira. It's a Japanese martial art. So a person who does karate is a karateka. Okay, that's a practitioner of karate. Okay. So a ninja, which is actually called a shinobi. So when a person, also I told B that when a person talks to me and they say they study ninjutsu and they say I'm a ninja, either they bullshitting or they trying to sell it to you to impress you because they figure you don't know shit. Anybody that actually does ninjutsu will say I'm a shinobi. That's the ninja. They're called shinobi. The Japanese do not say ninja. That's only for movies. So all this is going through my head, but I'm like, so he starts to drop all kinds of people. Hey, you know George Cofield? I say, yes, sir. But see, when he say no George Cofield, he's talking about, do you know of these people? And I'm thinking to myself, actually, I know him. I know George Cofield. So let me see what he's going to say. He said, yeah, so, George Cofield, he trained, he said, so-and-so, Timmy Wonderfoot, and trained so-and-so. I said, well, I don't know Timmy Wonderfoot, blah, 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 blah. So did you know when George was training in some place? I said, well, no, I know, George training in New York. Yeah. So then he moves on from that. So he says, Kalindi E. I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know him. I know him personally. But I said, yeah, I know him. He said, man, it's terrible that he died, I said, yeah, and both his wives, they were good friends of mine, two of his wives, the other four. So he's like, oh, okay. Oh, he noticed. So he said, okay, and moves to the next person. He says, do you know, he said, well, I'm a ninja, bro. So you ever heard of Ryan Duncan? I said, yeah, it was good that I got to talk with Ryan shortly before he passed. So dude's like, what in the hell? He knowing it. And he said, yeah, you know his sons? I said, well, I know, yeah, two of them. I said, but I'm friends with Greg. He didn't name the son's name. I said, I'm friends with Greg. He said, oh. So he said, let me show you this, bro. He goes to Greg's Facebook page. Don't know I know that there's a Facebook page. He goes to that and shows his Greg Duncan's picture. I'm like, that's a picture of Greg. Where's the picture of you and Greg? You ain't gonna see that because he's just name dropping. I said, okay. I said, I holler at Greg and tell him, this is how we get his name. Tell him we met you in Richmond, Virginia. So what's your name? He said, Steve. I said, okay, I'll let him know, Steve. So then he go to somebody else. I'm like, shit is getting ridiculous. He's naming. He said, you know JC in Philly. I said, well, yeah, but we call him Wanzo. Wanzo's his name.
Listen, y'all, this is the thing about this too. Real quick, while he's doing this, he's supposed to be servicing us.
Right.
So this is the thing. Listen now, this is the thing. We did a workshop that started at 5 o'clock. We had not eaten
at all day.
Yeah. So after this, we
went to 8 o'clock and then talked for another hour. And then we went to eat.
So it's like 10 o'clock. I'm hangry. we don't want to. So like, yo, how do you ask somebody that's doing all this, can you get straws? How do you stop him? Like
where's the menu?
He's like, yo, it's so good. I'm so glad, like, yo, to see real martial art, because I'm in here, he ain't even like, he won't stop talking. He trying to catch him on somebody he didn't know. I'm just giving y'all the paraphrase. He trying to catch, it's like he trying to wait for him not to know somebody so he could talk about that person. But Baba know every goddamn body. He ran into the motherfucker that know everybody. You can't get nobody over him. He trying to find somebody, but everybody Baba know. So now he got to start talking kind of about himself a little bit. Oh my God, can we eat? The dude over there, one of the waiters is sitting over there in the corner like he do the shit. I'm going to the bathroom and just look in the mirror. I swear to God, I went to the bathroom and I'm just looking in the mirror, telling myself, we don't walk to the car. Me and Rob came back. I went to the bathroom. Like, I don't want to look at you no more right now. I got to eat first. There's something. Get some food out here. Come back. Baba like this. He's steady. He's still talking. I'll let you go, Bob. But this is what's happening.
And so I told Rob was pissed. I knew Bile was pissed. Bile just went to the bathroom. I said, he pissed off. So Rob,
we played it good in front of, I played it good though. They didn't know at the time.
And so Rob said, man, this guy's pissing me off. He won't stop talking. I said, well, what we have to hold on to is we probably are saving this dude's life. I said, all this talking and name dropping he's doing, he wants to feel relevant. And if I'm giving him that, you giving him that right now, he may have never felt relevant in his life. So I'm okay, with it. But I would like to eat, but I'm okay because if it helps him, if it makes his day.
They don't train like they don't do it like us no more, man. They don't do it like this, man. I was training with the dude. I'll let you talk.
Well, now this is insane, and this shows you don't have the level that you're talking about because you think this is bragging. This is I'm gonna tell you what he said. This is crazy. He said, so out with Ron, another brother, that was in the class. First of all, you don't call your instructor Ron. If my students were like, yeah, Big Adam, I'm like, who, big who? So anyway, he said, Ron, he got knives, especially if you're from the old school. He bragged about. Why he calling his teacher Ron? But he said, he had his student hold a cup up, and he threw the knife, and it went through his hand, and broke the cup. I'm like, well, goddamn, Ron ain't got great aim. I wouldn't have been holding no cup with Ron, especially if I know this. So Ron stabbed dude through the hand. It went through the cup, broke that cup. So the student said, you got another cup? He said, yeah, then he puts up his other hand. I said, that's bullshit. He puts up his other hand, yeah, I'm ready. And he thinks that shows that the student was tough. No, that shows the student is dumb. And it shows Ron ain't got no good aim.
Right. And doesn't care about his student.
And doesn't care, right. And threw again. First of all, I'm not going to have a student hold nothing for me to show off. And it can risk them. That's number one. And they can tell you, I'm a great shot. I say, Nikki, you know I can shoot. Put this bowl on your head. It's bigger than you. I'm going to shoot this bowl.
That would be my last day, Baba.
And then I go,
I've never even contemplated my last day before.
Pick on another bowl. Or Ominiki, worse. Ominiki says, well, it's okay, you grazed my head. I'm bleeding. I go to the hospital later. Here's another one. And come on now. So that's BS. So I'm like thinking to myself, okay, this story is bullshit, but you think it's impressive.
Pulling the knife out the hand, taping it up.
Wrapped it with a karate belt.
They train with live knives.
So they went to the other thing. Now,
stabbed in the thigh.
The live knife thing may be true. So when we started learning knives, what padded knife or training knives for us was, it wasn't like a polymer knife and no shit like that. It was, we put duct tape on the knife. That's just a placebo. It's to make you think you are right. The knife would have cut right through that goddamn tape and cut us if we weren't as trained as we were, right?
Right.
But we thought we were safe. We really thought we were safe.
And that's what matters.
Right, that's what matters. It really does, because you start acting.
Right.
Okay, shit. My mama said, hey, hold this cup up. I'm going to throw this knife at the. I'd be like, nah, I ain't doing that, mama. If my own children would say to me right now, Dad, I ain't doing that.
If we are using knives, we would work with live knives a little bit. But if you stab me in my hand, Bob, I'm not pulling the knife out, wrapping my hand up, and then gonna keep going. Then get stabbed in the thigh and take that up and keep training. And then they talk about, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. No, nobody ain't talking about that. That's not what nobody's talking about.
We ain't talking about that. So at that point, I said, oh man, can we get some straws? And I'm like, we ready to order now, because I'm like, okay.
If I could just interject, Baba, I work as a waiter. I work as a waiter and a bartender. So if you're talking to someone like this, you know that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know that you should be you work it in. If you having a conversation with someone, you do not.
He didn't.
He run this motherfucker. He
told us that he was doing something. A waiter said something to him. No, a cook in the back. He just started smacking him around.
Yeah, they can't work without him.
Get back to work. Get back to work.
Yeah, they pay him $8,000 a month.
He gets paid $8,000 a month. You don't mess with a waiter getting paid $8,000 a month.
$8 grand a month. He ain't going nowhere. $8 grand a month.
That's not counting his tips. They pay him $8.
Yeah, that's what they pay him. They ain't counting.
I need y'all give me that name of that
he said, man, when this white man come in this place and want to shut it down, I tell that white man, come on ahead and get the fuck on out of here. Get out of here. Because he runs that place. He runs.
We can't tell you what he does.
All the gangsters, all the politicians, you don't come into that city. You don't speak to Steve, the karate ninja.
We can't tell you what he did, but he comes from his background. He was in it. You know what I'm saying? He's a waiter, but he was 26 years working for the Department of Justice.
Wow.
And so he knows everybody around there.
And
so you come into that store, into that Indian restaurant, talking about inspecting, and Steve say don't inspect. Oh, you ain't inspecting because Steve is a ninja, and Steve got 26 years in the Department of Justice, which ain't got shit to do with goddamn inspecting the restaurant. But hey,
but he know people.
He know people because he let us know that because he dropped so many names. So anyway. And shout out to Steve, man, because Steve ended up telling us, we did make his day, so shout out to him. But according to psychologists, and there's a lot more that he dropped, by the way.
And it's the reason why we decided to talk about Steve. If it would have just been him doing that, just over talking and dropping names, we would have laughed about it amongst each other. But he went dark.
Oh, yeah, he went real dark. Talking about he made $26,000 off of his one son's death, and I think like $35,000 off another son's death.
Y'all talked about all of that.
He mentioned who mentions talk about your child passing. I understand condolences, but nobody talks about the money they got.
That's like a clout. That's like posting on Facebook.
What the fuck is that?
I got real concerned when he started talking about the money he made from his son dying. My other son died. I even more money. Like, damn.
What?
So that's when I was sitting there. I said, we're going to do. I told him, I said, we're going to do a show about Steve. He thought I was joking. I was deadly serious. So, according to psychologists, name dropping in an effort to impress almost always backfires. And that's what happened. They were just pissed off. I wasn't pissed off, but they were pissed, right?
I would have said something.
Luckily, the food was good. The food wasn't good, too. Then I'd have been pissed.
And we were starving. We
waited this long in the food. And we didn't finish our food because we waited so long to eat.
And he wouldn't stop. People name drop for a simple reason. It's an easy way to signal our status as a member of an exclusive group. A person can look good to others and boost his or her own self-esteem by associating with powerful people.
Some people who name drop are narcissistic, as they're more inclined to believe they are unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high-status people or institutions. But the desire to name drop most often comes from low self-esteem, which is funny because someone mentioned that in the chat. Name dropping usually comes from a person who is uncomfortable, anxious, and doubting their own contribution to the situation. Mm-hmm. When we're interacting with powerful people, we often compare our accomplishments to theirs and feel we come up short. To cope, we try to bring up our association with someone we think the powerful person will respect.
You end up with real Jeezy. See the lion right there. He said, "Oh shit, I've been faking this shit. I'm in here with a dog. What I got a name? Oh no."
Right. So that's what so sad about our dear brother Ninja Steve, right? Even though he was getting on our nerves, continuously name dropping and talking about how much money he makes, even how much money he made off the deaths of two of his sons, all he said and did spoke to how small Ninja Steve really felt. It's true.
It's that he called Ninja Steve. I'm sorry.
I mean, Ninja Steve. He told us that. Us allowing him to vent and to brag on himself made his day, as he told us as we were leaving the restaurant. Ultimately, name dropping always reveals the same thing, which is that the name dropper doesn't feel their accomplishment speaks for themselves, so they try to heighten themselves by associating with one that's much stronger.
But the really bad news is name dropping is absolutely terrible for our credibility. When we name drop, no matter how smoothly we try to insert another person's name in a conversation, the listener almost always sees through the act. Interjecting another person's name is distracting, and it also leaves the listener questioning why you're so hesitant to just talk about yourself. When someone name drops to assert their closeness to a powerful person, they perceive both as less competent and as manipulative.
Worse, the more powerful the person you're talking to is, the more likely they are to recognize your anxiety. Your credibility will go down a few notches for them. If you truly belong to an in-group, you don't need to go around boasting about your membership in it. So by associating with someone who is an insider, you inadvertently confirm the outside status you seek to obscure.
That was a dramatic pause. Okay.
Bile is doing some dramatic scrolling over here.
Yeah, I got a teleprompter. I'm just doing dramatic stuff.
So there's another risk involved in name dropping. You have no idea what that person thinks about the other person you mentioned. Maybe you just invoked the fool who tried to get you killed because he was envious of you. Or you brought up a friend who died painfully shortly after you spoke to him for what you had no clue was the last time. Both of those are true in the name dropping that he did with me. Okay. There's no better way to get in a very awkward situation than by mentioning someone that person doesn't like or respect or love than lost.
Of course, sometimes people name drop simply because they're trying to establish connections they really do have in common. But even if your motivations are truly egoless, it's important to control others' perception, which means even innocent name drops can be dangerous. So instead of name dropping, simply focus on talking about yourself and the folks you have having a conversation with. If you start to feel self-conscious, one surefire way to deflect anxiety is to ask a question. Ask them something differential, like you're one of the most respected hustlers in the history of hustling. Can you help me on the game? Experience-based questions like that easily dissolves intimidation by getting the other person to talk about themselves and create a connection between the two of you instead of throwing in the third person.
If you're worried the person you're speaking with doesn't know you're competent, it's best to draw on your own qualifications. Instead of talking about who you know or who you've worked with in the past, talk about the subject or role you're interested in itself. Be sure to describe what you've contributed or accomplished, how this experience relates to the work your listener is invested in, and what specific knowledge you'll apply if you ever work with them. Describing past experiences may also lead your listener to name drop. Oh, you're a Lam wrestler. Do you know Big Pato? It's an ideal place to be in as you reference contacts without artificially imposing them.
The most important question, though, is, are you a name dropper? Recognizing the trait in yourself can be tricky. Obviously, there is no rule of thumb. Mentioning 3 famous names a week doesn't automatically make you a name dropper.
3 a week, though? I don't know, B.
It's important to develop the self-awareness to know when you are name dropping and to be honest with yourself about why you are doing it. The line between normal interaction, finding common experiences or telling an interesting story, and potentially harmful name dropping can be fuzzy. But it is important to understand the potential damage the practice can do. When it starts to mess up your relationships, When people start thinking you're more focused on status than actual connection with people, you are indeed a name dropper. So shout out to Steve and all the other name dropping ninjas out there. Bile was concerned he'd hunt us down with his ninja skills.
I still am.
Well, if he does and he whoops our asses, he can drop our names the next time someone drops into his spot for some sag paneer and garlic naan.
That's that food though.
You don't want to see.
Let's talk about it.
That food was that now that restaurant. I wish I knew to remember the name of the restaurant because they deserve to have their name out there. Their food was great.
Steve, man, if you hit it, Steve, man. First, I just want you to know, man, we love you, Steve. I'm saying we love you, Steve. We do, man. We love you, Steve. You're our brother. But if we were to fact check some of the things that you said about that you were doing in the city, I don't believe that they would come up active. I don't believe that you're doing the school stuff that you say you're doing. It doesn't show when I think we actually looked up to see what was when you show pictures. It just we saw you with the ninja mask, G. We saw you in the ninja mask. We never saw you training
anything. Yeah,
we never saw you doing anything except with a ninja mask on, and we don't even know if that was you with the ninja mask on. Being quite honest,
right.
It's a ninja mask. I mean, we don't know who it was. It was somebody in ninja mask. I'm just saying, it's the only real picture we saw, and you've been training for how many years? And you want us to just, yeah, bro. Like,
let me also say, and I learned this from Baba, having a conversation with Baba about living with an older person. Sometimes older people, and I have used this recently. Sometimes they just need to talk. Sometimes I notice older men, especially if they're not married, and they don't have like close friends or anybody in their household all the time. They just need someone to talk to. I have worked with older men like that.
Can I please, bro? Because I don't want to confuse two things. That's true. I also know men that's not older that I've always known, and let's see if you can contest to this. Men who felt and for all right should have been owned in whatever they were supposed to be doing. I'm gonna go to rap because it's common. I know dudes who supposed to get on and didn't, and now they're just live a delusional life. Right. They did it. They started doing it in their upper 30s and now their 40s, and now you can't talk to them because they always, oh yeah, I'm doing this. I just left, and so they just in this fucking world. Okay, that's not an age. That don't have no age. Okay. And that's not the same thing as motherfucker just sitting at the diner. As soon as you speak, he tell you all his life. That's a lying motherfucker. That's delusional. He been a lying motherfucker. He was a lying motherfucker. Whether you knew it or not. But now he's just delusional and he can't accept what has happened. I've seen athletes, rappers, singers. I've seen men do that, and I just want to. I think that's what we're kind of dealing with more so than a lonely motherfucker.
And yeah, so yeah, now a lonely person who needs to talk is one thing. And another danger of name dropping, another branch of it is skill dropping. I remember me and Billy talking about this little girl, and I'm gonna bring it home to this guardian angel that I ended up encountering and fighting. But anyway, this little girl had drowned in the pool. She got saved, and her mama said, "Why did you jump in the pool and know you can't swim?" Because she was telling people she could swim. She said, "Because I'm a G." She said, "I can't swim." She said, "You cannot swim." She said, "I can't swim." She said, "You cannot swim." She said, "I can't swim." "Why can you swim?" "Because I'm a G." She said,
"You're not a G."
She said, "You're not a G." "I am a G." "You're not." I'm sure her daddy told her, "Oh, girl, you're a G." And so she took that, told her friends, she can do anything. She can swim because she's a G. Mm-hmm. And she jumped in the pool and almost drowned. So that's dangerous. Well,
it's a mentality, most definitely.
When the guardian angels, I'm talking about not guardian angels, come down from heaven, like that. So I'm talking the guardian angels from New York. They came to Chicago to police the trains or whatever here. And I said, oh man, I was young. So I said, the Guardian Angels, I want to see, what kind of martial arts they do. So they had a info meeting or whatever. You can go and learn about the Guardian Angels and stuff. So they were there, and people were there who said, he's a martial artist. No. He'd be great for Guardian Angels. I'm like, hold on. I ain't trying to be, I'm just interested in, any other martial artist. But I started hanging out with them, and I started realizing they burn out, weird, really muds who had low self-esteem. Hold on a second. Low self-esteem. She's coming around to look in the camera.
Hey, I'm Kiki.
Hey, Kiki.
So, this one dude who's like their trainer, I don't know, Sergeant Arms, I think they called him, but he was their trainer and like supposed to be their hitter, He was talking about how he does, somebody mentioned me. He said, well, that's good to meet other martial artists. I really haven't met a martial artist with my skill level, but it's nice to, have met you, brother, get some training with us. And, I try to bring you up to my level and stuff. I said, oh, okay, well, keep saying level. What is your level? He said, well, I'm a 3rd degree black belt and something. Kyokushin, karate, something. I said, well, you never met anybody on your level?
You just assumed everybody's below.
Where have you been? How many places have you gone to? He said, well, what are you saying? You think you're on my level? I said, no, I'm not on your level. I'm above you. And he was, what? It's people, we got to see y'all do something. And so I watched him spar with other muds, and every time he would do this kick, he would catch him. He was great with a back side, a spinning side kick and a back kick, right? He would clap his hands and then he would do it. I said, boy, that's a tail, and he don't even realize he has a tail. And so I said, okay. So I get up there. I'm right here. He goes, and when he turns to kick, I'm right on him. And I just catch him suplex. Boom! First suplex. Then I let him up. Is he good? I'm straight. So come on. Next time I grab his leg, I sweep him. Boom! They like, man, his own people like, man, he whooping your ass. And he gets upset. So he tries to throw like a flurry of kicks and dive. And I just throw up my knee. He hits my knee with his shin. He hits, my top shin with his shin and collapses because he ain't conditioned. I said, you good? He said, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. He gets up. I said, don't keep on, man. Don't keep on. And so people laughing and his ego hits him. And I said, well, I got to end him. Like I ended somebody else who, his ego, and I was crying, choked him out. Y'all know who that is. So the dude he tries again, it does the clap. And then I just come in and collar tie him and start throwing punches and elbows, just tapping him a little bit. And I push him away. I said, it's done, man. I'm tired now. You did wear me out. I know you just tear me up now because I'm worn out. Like that, to give him some face. He said, yeah, man. I was about to get you. Because that was my strategy. It was not your strategy to get beaten up. To get beaten up, it was your strategy. So I get tired. That was not your strategy.
He had you right where he wanted you, Bob. Let's just leave it at that.
And I said, that is the person you talked about how skilled you are, and you're not. And I watch you spar other people, and you're so silly and unskilled. When I say I'm more skilled than you, and that's to set you up to spar. And now I've seen you. I'm about to tear you up now. Waiting, everybody. Somebody tear you up now. And so that's also a danger because your ego doesn't allow you to see reality of what's going on.
Right.
You don't see the setups. You don't see that you're weak. And obviously I saw something. You don't, because your ego can't let you know. He can't be. For a man to say he's never met anybody at his level is insane.
And it's a lot of lessons in this, man. You never know who you're talking about. So talking to. So be in good character. I could name drop actors I've been around. Did I work with them?
Well,
They was in the same room with me. You know what I'm saying? Did I really meet this person?
Right, exactly.
Right.
Did I meet him, or was they in the room with me while I was doing background and he went to be for real? Be honest with yourself and be in good character, because you never know who you're talking to.
And just so you know, you naming other folks, like we said, that's not impressing folks. That's getting on their nerves.
When I name drop, the only time I name drop in front of celebrities, I name drop my brother. Look, this is my brother. I just want you to see what he do. He designed, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to put somebody on, you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm gonna name drop, you know what I'm saying? Look, this is my school, right? This is my little school right here we train out of, you know what I'm saying? But name drop your shit.
I name drop Baba.
Right, I'm a name drop.
Now and then I have name drop Kalanji at events when I'm serving at events and I meet like comrades. But other than that, I guess I don't know nobody, so I'm not in a position.
I don't like to name drop Baba because they'll know where I get all my quotes from, so I try to keep them in the cup. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? Hope they don't watch the show. But anyway, it is serious, man. You can't really play yourself. You can put yourself in a horrible light. And like I said, man, that was just crazy for this man to talk about, you know.
Like you were talking about character, like good character would have kept him from talking to y'all like that and not doing what he was supposed to be doing as far as his job went. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to me, that's important. That's terrible. You are not a waiter and you sitting up talking to somebody for 30 and 45 minutes and didn't do anything you could have placed the order, let the food, let them start making the food and then talk.
I figure they must like him because that seems like that would be a fireable offense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the dude was just looking at him like, oh my God, and there's another thing. He didn't ask one question besides, do you know this person?
And what you know about this martial art, because you thinking we don't know nothing.
Which is really like a rhetorical question.
Right. What you know about that? He never asked, what do you train in?
Right. He still doesn't know.
He never asked, have you trained with, what type of workshop what are you?
He didn't ask our name. We told him we just came from a martial art workshop. What kind of martial art?
He asked nothing about what we taught in the workshop. He wanted none of that. He wanted to talk.
So that means he don't train.
That's what I mean.
Right.
Good point. He really don't train.
Yeah, he would have been like.
He's been around it his whole life.
Right. Hold on 1 second.
Our manifesto said, Maniki brings the point of how one does one thing speaks to how they do one. Oh yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure. I feel like I feel like when I started taking martial arts, and I was serious about it, that I did get better at my job and I did get more precise with certain things that I was doing. Yeah.
Yes. I was just telling my oldest brother, I was like, I don't be late no more like that. It's like, I don't do that. I was like, class. I was like, I was coming late to class and then I was getting, I was noticing it all the time and I wanted to do better. And I was like, now I'm one of the people that open up class. So I want to be there 10 minutes early. You know what I'm saying? I'm there 10 minutes early. I want to be 15 minutes early. I want to be 30 minutes early to class and 15 minutes early everywhere else. That's my goal. You know what I'm saying? And class got me like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I want to say I discovered it myself. You know what I'm saying? I was training with Bob one day and I just like, man, I just want to be early, man. Bob really taught me that. I don't want to get at the class. Cody. Yeah, Cody Christ. Shout out to Bob.
The white man always does.
Yeah, Bob really taught me that. I learned from
Jay says, what would you like to eat is the most important question a waiter should be asking at work. Yes, exactly.
And would you like anything else?
Right.
Get that out the way, and then you start with the dialogue.
When you You're doing a bad job. Seriously, when I cannot.
You got to be able to eat. Your dialogue shouldn't be you talking while we trying to eat our food.
Right. And it's like, I'm serious about this. It's really a bad job when I can't find a place to ask you for straws.
Right.
That was a serious thing. We wanted straws, but you were just
interject. Right.
Yeah, come on.
By the time we got straws, the ice in the water was melted.
It really took a long time to get straws from this dude. We didn't get napkins. We had to ask him twice for the napkins because he's so into talking. Bro, come on, can I wipe my mouth?
By the time we finished eating and didn't complete our meal, everybody else in the restaurant was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Why you talking about how you done destroyed people and beat people up and
he got 100 acres of ninja. He got 100 acres of ninja land.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You go on the land, there's all kinds of traps and ropes and weapons, and he said, come on to the land, bro.
Did y'all get did he tell y'all where it was?
Of course not. Come on to the land, brother. 100 acres, bro. Come on to the land.
Salute. Salute, Steve. We believe
so
you.
they were trying to. They were still talking to him, and I was like, okay, I'm giving Steve a lot. I just got in the car while Steve was still talking. I just got in the car.
I seen that a ninja farm.
Yeah, ninja farm, exactly.
That's a good one.
That's not like ice cold Carter.
You got
that. Steve was right.
The ninjas. The ninjas got doggone, they feeding, they milking the cow. The cow got the ninja goddamn hood on.
Steve was right out of an Ice Cold Carter movie, man. Listen.
But see, Ice Cold Carter would have been like, knocked Steve out and can we get another waiter?
Steve would have ended up being a villain that taught Ice Cold Carter to sleep and then tried to rob, you know what I'm saying? Then tried to rob him.
Yeah. Tried to kill Ice Cold Carter while he was asleep.
Ice Cold Carter, no stories.
Wait, you know what? That may have been his ninja skills.
Funny.
That may have been his ninja skills to talk us, and then we nod out, and then he take our money. He didn't say where he got the goddamn $8,000 a month from.
Right. And clearly he didn't have any character, so
then he robbed us. We didn't even know.
We're not giving the name of that restaurant because he does have our card. Now he got. If y'all go in there.
He's welcome to come and with his angry ninja. We wouldn't even see him angry. He got the ninja outfit on. We wouldn't know he's angry except his eye maybe crinkled a little bit.
Listen,
we wouldn't even know.
We want Steve to be happy where he's at. We don't want Steve to stay in love, stay with love in his heart. We don't want Steve angry.
We do, but Steve, you're welcome to always come to class.
Steve knows. Steve.
If Steve came to class, it would end badly because people would be pissed because, first of all, people come and talk to me. I can barely teach anyway.
Right.
And Bile just, the last time that happened, Bile just interrupted. Baba, can you show so-and-so? I said, no, I know I just showed him this already. Why did you? Baba, I'm like, damn. Well, at least do it while I don't sit down and now I got to get back up. I got to be in the middle of this dude. So I got to be, hold on a second. So he just recently did that. That person not a name dropper. That person was monopolize my time, but Steve would monopolize the time and not give you a fucking word. Edgewise.
Right? That's so weird.
So people would be pissed off if Steve came to our class.
Yeah, Steve, don't come. We don't want Steve.
Like, we want Steve. I can imagine Bob as Akimbola is British, so they're real tactful, right? And he'd be like, Baba, can you show us so and so? I'm like, yeah. Steve like, see, I showed this in 1982. So and so, and after a while, Akimbola would be like, man, we're trying to learn.
Excuse us, man. Excuse
us, man. Can we? That's when that Jamaican part of Akimbola come out. Man.
Agreed, bro. Give us a second, bro.
Right. Give it right. Exactly. Well,
I
gave people a second back in 97. I gave them a second, and it only took a second to take a man's eye out.
Wow.
Exactly. Praying for Steve. We want Steve to be. Steve got a lot. Steve does have a lot of pain too, man. You know, Steve, but we want Steve to be good, man. Steve don't need no stress to know. You know, Steve don't need no extra stress, man.
And I just realized Steve worked at the Indian restaurant because they wear all black, including their apron. Mm-hmm. He gets to still wear his
most ninja-like uniform.
He take that ninja hood out of the apron.
That's all he have to do. That's it.
Steve gonna wind up a story. Steve gonna wind up in.
Steve definitely gonna end up in one of my books. Steve was holding, in fact, in his picture, Steve, if that's Steve was holding the Kuji-in finger. He's doing the Retsu. He holding the. So Steve ain't got to come to the school. Steve do this here.
That's how I knew it was real, because I see Steve. When I see Steve fingers, man, I knew that he understood the what. I'm saying, no, all right, man.
Steve hit you with them Kuji-in.
Steve is on the journey. You are absolutely right.
Which is not our journey.
One of Steve's children is named Kuji-in.
See,
one of the living children.
Yes, one of the living children.
Okay,
he got 8. I beat him.
Right. He had 8 children.
Beat him, but he had 7, but 2 passed.
Right.
So I know he was really mad at you because you got more children than him. You've been training longer.
Right. That's why he didn't want to ask him no personal questions after that.
But Steve really mad now because I'm hitting him with the Kuji-in finger. He didn't think nobody else knew them Kuji-ins.
We trying to get that AKM off, Steve.
This is not the Kuji-in finger. I don't know how they do all them things where they read. Yeah, watch one of them the ninja movies. They read Retsu, so Joe, who he, you know, they doing that kind of stuff.
So
amazing.
Shout out to Steve. Salute. Y'all be careful when y'all out there name dropping, please.
Yes.
Be careful with the Kuji-in.
Please be careful out there.
So
not going anywhere looking for Steve and tell him about it.
This man calling him Steve, it's Ninja Steve.
True indeed. Ninja Steve.
You have to recognize
his proper rank.
Right, exactly. and how he lives. He's Ninja Steve.
So not like Steve the Ninja?
No, not Steve the Ninja Steve.
No, yeah, not Steve the Ninja.
So Steve the Ninja, it may be many Steve the Ninjas, like Steve Steve Brixton, Steve Charlie, Steve Johnson, but Ninja Steve is unique. You know who Ninja Steve is. He's the one that spent 26 years in the Department of Justice. Don't forget that either.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And
that is the weirdest thing, I think.
What?
For me.
The weirdest thing that we ran into this guy, that we just had the one restaurant. We searched for restaurants.
We skipped like 5 and we went to that one.
To get to this one. Great food though. I wish I had it right now.
Yes, they had great food. So Indian food has not failed us.
No, I might have to cash out you some money, Bobby, so you can order me some. I don't know how to order the food, y'all. Bobby have to order the food for me. I have no idea what I be getting. But Thai Indian, you know how to do it.
Thai Indian is great. Now, if we go to a Thai restaurant, we get another motherfucker like this. I'm like, somebody's playing.
No, that's what I was going to say. If someone's sending people to you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We know it's a setup.
But Ninja Steve, the only reason why I don't mind doing that to Ninja Steve is, you know, Ninja Steve was dropping the names of people dear to me who died, man. And it was just, he knew they died, but it was still just something for him to drop to up himself.
Right. He didn't care about it. He was using
like that shit. I don't like that. And the fact that he did, you know, he's dropping about his son dying to brag about how much money he made.
That was crazy.
Like that.
That was the craziest. That was crazy. Y'all never heard nobody do that, y'all. To hear that shit, to hear somebody say it, and the look he had. He didn't have, it wasn't
popping his suspenders. Like he proud him up.
Yeah, he had to look like, yeah, son, my oldest son passed. You know what I'm saying? That was 40K right there. You know, I got that. Then it was like he talking like these the fuck are you talking about?
These were investments that
he added that to his portfolio. He added this shit. He was adding that shit to, yo, man, I can't talk. I won't talk about this shit anymore.
Now, I mean, supposed to say Ninja Steve, not to be confused with Ronin Steve. Right. Now, Ronin Steve, he probably works at the Thai restaurant.
Right.
We'll meet him later. Next year.
We'll meet him later. Yeah, he was a samurai. He left his master because he ain't into no masters. So he became a Ronin. So that's Ronin Steve.
Yo, if y'all in the area, man, I'm telling you, the Happy Natural Festival has really turned into a weekend, a really good weekend.
So I've been going to Happy Natural Festival since 2006. It was nothing like it is now. It was good, but now it's great, and it's getting greater. I believe it's going to get greater.
You got our workshop on Friday. You got the tour they have where they bus you around the different farms on Friday. Saturday you got the actual festival. Sunday you got a brunch that has now turned into not just a great brunch where you get a little tour of the small orchard they got, but they also turned into another mini concert. It was just great.
So at that Sunday after the brunch, Bilal, the singer, he did a private concert for all of us.
Wow.
It was really, really cool. And the last poets they performed again. They performed Saturday. Bilal did. They performed Saturday, then they performed again.
Right, Sunday.
You know what I'm saying? That Sunday as a surprise to the people who came. So really great event. Thank you, Richmond. Thank you, Deron. Beautiful event, man. And thank you. It's just really great.
Hopefully Ninja Steve will be at the next event.
Excuse me?
Hopefully Ninja Steve will be at the next
Hopefully
year.
What you have to do is you got to call that restaurant next year, maybe like July. Ask for Ninja Steve. Make sure he knows about Happily Natural Festival so he can make his plan.
Yes.
You know, so we told him about Happily Natural Festival, but we did tell him about. He's busy.
You got to remind Ninja Steve. He got a lot of irons in the fire. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I mean, taking care of 100 acres of ninja land, that's a lot. You're taking care of 100 acres of ninja land. You're taking care of all kinds of, dudes throwing shurikens and dude with the side. And he said, I walked through, someplace like a government building with my jute, and nobody even noticed I had my jute on me. A jute is like most people know what a sai is. It looks like that fork. It's got the two prongs and then the long. A jute has one prong. Mm-hmm. So I walked through with my jute, and nobody even noticed because of the ninja skills, bro.
So he didn't have to go through a metal detector before, like when he was going in.
It doesn't matter with a ninja, because with a ninja, metal has no place in a ninja's reality. So it doesn't work unless he's used as a tool.
Exactly.
So he moves he stands a certain way, and the metal detector doesn't even pick up the metal. Then he moves through. See, you got to be up on your ninja stuff.
Yeah, I admit that I'm rusty on that.
See,
but I don't know if I could find a teacher, Baba. I might not.
Ninja Steve.
They got to be in Atlanta though.
He can be in Atlanta wherever he wants to be. He's
okay.
You throw that egg and the smoke come, he can be in class.
Right.
We're not going to do this to the memory of Steve. We're not going to do this.
Okay.
We're not going to
do this.
Anyway, shout out to Steve. So like the death of his sons was for sale. Yes, that is not good at all. Yeah, exactly.
It's very bad.
But that's another indication of his state of mind.
Steve has more than issues. He has a whole subscription. That's cold. That's cold. Y'all cold. Y'all do it.
You see Steve, man, you hug Steve, man. You see Steve, give him a big hug, man. He might choke you out.
Or he might throw the egg and end up disappearing. He might end up taking you to a wife, depending on how good you make him feel.
All right. Because he had didn't he have something in the stockings he was talking about that time? He put
he said yes. He went to some place, he took his sock off and he put some weights. He was in the weight room. He took put the weights in the sock, and people didn't see it because the ninja you had against him, and they didn't see it. Then he hit the dude, and they didn't even know he hit the dude. He put the weight back.
We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here, y'all. Look, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
Yes, thank y'all so much, and really, Steve,
Shorter warrior class.
Take this light, Steve. We love you, but Jay say he's spitting our food. No, we treat him well. If we go back to spitting our food.
Yeah, no. Trust me, while we there, we like, okay, right. Yeah.
And
no,
when we go back, we'll take Ominiki, send her in to get the food.
Yeah, we ain't crazy because we want the food.
We can go in together. I promise.
No, we ain't going in together. So you can Steve is a nigga. He's poisoning our shit.
What more could? Well, I guess he could just make up some more stories.
If he saw this, I wouldn't want to see him. If he didn't see this, I wouldn't want to see him. I don't want to talk to Steve again.
Emmanuel understands. He said the chi energy defies
metal detection. Yes,
that
but
is
not just anybody's chi, ninja chi.
That's it.
You can't do nothing with that.
Right.
He throw that egg. He'll just walk through the metal detector. You didn't even know he went through it.
Thank you, Sandra Edwards.
Okay.
And thank you, Jay. Thank you, Emmanuel Briggs, and everybody in the chat. We really appreciate
y'all have a great.
Sometimes we got to keep it light. You know what I'm saying?
What's that thing by the way again? What's the
Coochie in? You gotta twist them and throw in roll, Joe, hot shoe, hot sauce, that kind of thing. Right. That's cool. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See?
I'm a ninja.
Bingo.
Cool.
You ninja GP. All
right. A great show.
I want to send a shout out to everybody who practices ninjutsu martial arts. We do not mean by any means whatsoever.
Shout out to the shinobis.
We appreciate you. And respect what you do.
Well, he gone. Steve had popped up right between y'all.
Much respect. Peace. How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all.
Peace and love, family. Have a good week.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it.
What you may be.
Absolutely.
Safe out here.
Stay chiseled.
Stay chiseled. Stay trained.
Don't be a Steve.
Don't be a Steve. All right. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Don't be a Steve. We need that to be a shirt. Damn.
Don't be a Steve. Damn.